Yes. We are back.
Yes.
My God, we are back.
Yes. Yes.
Bruh.
Yes. So all I can say is yes.
Bruh. It's wow. Last week, a lot of everybody we didn't go live, so we didn't do a show last week because we had all the technical difficulties that we could ever possibly think of. So we appreciate y'all still rocking and rolling with us. Let's get right into it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to Dating University. I am your co-host, Professor Charles, aka the almost skinny yo.
Okay.
And I'm rocking and rolling with my beautiful co-host over to my
Yeah. I'm Professor Brittany. Happy Thursday, the best day of the week to the best viewers out there. I don't think there are any viewers better than ours.
Not at all.
And I stand by that statement. There's no viewer better than a Dating University viewer.
I can wholeheartedly agree to that, and I stand with you, stand by you on that. We got some of the most loyal listeners, loyal viewers, on the planet. Like, y'all been rocking with us for 6 years now. Like,
it doesn't feel like it. I know.
It doesn't. It feels like we just starting. Like,
yeah.
It's awesome.
I kind of want to have a 5-year holiday party.
We need it.
I'm starting off strong.
We need it.
I want a 5-year holiday party.
We need it. Yes. The Panini had us all locked down forever and a day.
Yeah. It's time. It's time.
We done missed out on like 4 or 5 different events that we were supposed to be doing.
Cookouts. We had
cookout.
You after dark
workshop. The forums. I mean,
everything. But with the restrictions down, our guard is also down. So we're ready to throw down.
But I still probably be masked up. You know what I'm saying? Because,
That's fine. Yeah. We already know what your face looks like. Y'all know what I look like. But we will encourage masks. Now, if you want to raw dog it and chance it, look. No judgment here. Judgment here. Exactly. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Goodness.
We kind of got away with shouting out everybody that was saying what's up to us. What's up, Dee? What's up, Kelly? Hey, Dee. Let's see. Who's that? Hey, Retta. What's going on?
Share.
Anybody else who's just watching, drop us a comment real quick. Say what's up.
While you're at it, give us a quick share. What's up? Give us a quick share.
Please share this. Like, we want everybody to come in here because everybody learns here at Dating University. So,
what makes our university different from the others is the fact that we have open enrollment all year long. There are some schools that have a certain period in which you can enroll, and if you miss the cutoff, then you're kind of left outside.
Right.
But here at Dating University, when we say no dater left behind, we mean it.
Oh yeah, we'll come get you.
Get you. Share the page, share the show, share the website with our merch, share it all, but don't share us. Like, we're not shareable.
Don't share us, please.
Everything, we share everything but ourselves. So,
right.
With that being said, let's get into our intro. We started off ready to go. Let's go. Let's rewind it back and get to the intro.
Shout out to all of our podcast listeners. Thank y'all so much for rocking and rolling with us all across the world. Y'all are the best. Like, every week we're doing like double-digit numbers, man, and it just impresses me. And I'm like, yo, y'all really bang with us, so I'm bang. We bangs with you too, so we love you. Welcome everybody once again to Dayton University. We already said who we are, but here at Dating University, a little out there. Here we discuss the good,
the bad,
and the ugly
of all things dating and relationships.
Absolutely, man. We got a hot one for y'all tonight. We're talking about dating and expectations.
Oof. Yeah.
I
think it's going to be a good one tonight. It's going to be a good one tonight.
All right. So, since you got the confidence, you got the go-getter, you know what I'm saying? Kick us off. What we talking?
Yeah, let's start off. So there have been 2 video shows that have been circulating around social media platforms. And I don't know if you've seen them, but the first video that I saw, it started off in a hotel room. And it's a man and a woman, and they're bringing us in mid-argument. So the backstory is apparently he paid to fly her out, and he also paid for the accommodations to wherever they ended up. And what's happening is they're bringing us into their argument in which she's saying that she doesn't want to have sex with him. And he's asking us, is it wrong for him to kick her out? So this man is visibly angry. And he's saying, why would you come here knowing what it was? And her rebuttal was, well, it's my body, it's my choice. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And he's saying, I understand the first night saying no, but then here we are on the second and third days, and you're still denying me. Why come here if you're not about it? Why allow me to pay for everything if you're not about it? And so she's just sitting there with no argument. And the second video is similar to that, but the exception is he actually takes her to the airport. He cancels the flight that he paid for, and he says, you're on your own. I was nice enough to take you to the airport. I mean, same story. He flew her out, paid for the accommodations, and she just said, look, I just don't want to have sex with you. And he said, well, if you're not having sex, then why are you here? So he said, I'm going to take you to the airport. I'm going to cancel your flight that I paid for, and now you have to find your own way home. And so she's upset, saying, why would you leave me out like that? Like, how dare you? So let's talk about those 2 scenarios. And let's see, is there anyone wrong? Are they both wrong? Who's right? And in terms of dating, what could have been done better?
Woo! Professor Brittany, Dean Brittany, President Brittany, you said a mouthful there, man.
I did. I said a mouthful.
That is, there are so many things.
So many.
Right? And so many things that are wrong.
Sure. Right.
With both of the scenarios.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get the elephant. Let's deal with the elephant in the room.
There's the elephant in the room.
Okay. Anybody, male, female, anywhere in between and beyond, has the right to say no to having sex with you. Y'all can be butt naked, get ready for penetration or whatever it is that gets you off. And if that person says, I'm not feeling it, then that's the end of it.
That's the end of him.
Now that we got that bullshit out the way, let's get into this. Because
Can I say something on this?
Please, go ahead.
So my mother raised me. My mother, single mother, raised me. And when I began dating, she sat me down and she said, Britt, nothing in life is free. Nothing. So if you're going out with someone, and it could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be you going out with your friends, it could be you going out in a romantic setting, always make sure that you have enough money to get there and get back in the event that something happens. Make sure you have enough for travel, and also make sure you have enough to pay for your own food. Don't expect more from people than what you can provide for yourself. I'm going to say that. I'm going to lead with that.
Yeah.
My take on this. I'm not traveling anywhere, all expenses paid. Not thinking that there is an ulterior motive behind it. And that's just me. Before, if I were that woman, if this man is paying for my accommodations and my flight, I'm going to outright ask, what are your expectations if you're doing this for me? Let's have a conversation. Are you doing this out of the kindness of your heart? Or are you doing it with the expectation that with the kindness of your heart, that you're going to get in between my legs? Let's talk about it. And then it's on him to be honest and forthright with me on what he's expecting. Because there are some men that do feel like, if I'm going to pay for everything, the least you can do is spread them cheeks. If you're not paying for anything, let's keep it 100. So he can say, if I'm doing all this, I'm expecting that we have sex. It is on her to say yay or nay. What is not fair is if she's talking all this, like, I'm going to do a split on that dick, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, when you pay for this, daddy, and then you get there and then you quote unquote change your mind. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind, sweetheart. It's not. But just be prepared for the consequences of said denial. If y'all had an agreement that sex was a part of this and you decide for whatever reason that it's not, be prepared to A, leave the accommodations and get your own room, or B, be prepared to go home.
I agree. I again, I mean, you're firing on all cylinders already. Like, I wholeheartedly agree, and it's up to us as men to make sure that we are expressing everything that we're, that we want, that we express, that we desire. You know what I'm saying? It's not, something that should be left up to chance, especially if you're in a situation where you are spending your money and you're flying someone in using your money, and you don't want to quote unquote feel cheated, fleeced, finessed, whatever other euphemism you want to use. You gotta be able to express exactly what you want. And fellas, I promise you, fellas, women will respect it way more if you are upfront about what it is that you want. And instead of just trying to do the finesse back, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like that, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, yes, sir. But Stanley said, as in, if you can't afford to lose the flight, then I might have a little. I think I know where you was going with that, brother. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, we have to have the responsibility for ourselves, to get confirmation. Like, hey, look, you and I we've been in DMs, for X amount of time. We're trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what I can, you know what I'm saying, to get you out here, show you a good time, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, at the same time, I would love to, see where it goes intimately.
Sure. And Stanley says it right. If you can't afford to lose the flight, then maybe you shouldn't book the flight. It's a gamble. Now, I'm saying this. You can have the conversation up front and it can be laid out what's going to happen in that room, but it's still a risk. You still don't know what could or what could not happen. Let's say you're not a red light runner. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. Mother Nature could happen. She could be on the flight, coming to see you, and she lands, goes to the bathroom, wipes herself, and woohoo! Oopsie daisy, and Flo came on vacation with her. At that point, can you get upset? Is it still her fault? No.
at all.
It's
At all.
not. You have to be prepared to, like he said, it's a risk. If you can't handle that risk, then maybe you don't need the reward.
Charge it to the game.
It is part of the game. It's a part of the game, but also women. Let's hold them accountable too. If you know you don't have intentions and you just want to be flued out, like they say, if you just want to get flued out, and you're using him for his money, then you can't get upset if he figures out the game and decides not to play anymore.
Exactly. And the same thing I said earlier is, as far as like you wanting to, stop the proceedings at any time, fellas, you still got that same right. Like, you be like, yeah, no. This is not what I expected. This is not what I was, you had a whole different vibe when we was in the DMs. You had a whole different vibe when we was FaceTiming and when we was on the phone, and you know what I'm saying, and all the little flirty winks and the heart eyes and emojis and all of that stuff. You were sending, partial nudes or nudes. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff plays into our fantasy of having you physically.
Yeah.
All of this plays out. So yes, when that doesn't happen, it feels like a letdown. It feels like a gut punch. And it's just like, well, I'll be damned. I ain't gonna be no sucker. I ain't gonna be driving her around, my city, you know what I'm saying, all weekend or whatever. And, she posting pictures of the food and you ain't nowhere in the picture. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Trip. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You be like, you brother be on the camera like, hey, look, man, I bought this.
But my only gripe, go ahead, Charles.
No, finish your thought.
My only gripe with how it played out is the fact that in one of the videos, the man is going off, calling her expletives, calling her all kinds of names, and just trying to put her on blast. There's a way you can be rejected and still be classy in your rebuttal. You know what I mean? So
I get it, yo. That goofy behavior is weird, and like the posting of the video and everything. I'm like, you trying to, it's low key trying to slut shame without you already having the sex, which is weird. It's a goofy look. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Brittany, you can do it classy. Just be like, you know what? I'm really not feeling the situation. I'll get you an Uber to where you need to get to.
Exactly.
But yeah, this right here,
exactly.
Yeah, like I had something different in mind, but see, again, it's like, yes, you have all these things different in your mind, but if you're not communicating, like if you're not having a conversation before Shorty get on the flight, scratch that, before you even book the damn flight, know what's gonna happen when Shorty land.
Yeah.
Or your man land.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Know what it is.
Know what it is. And I'm going to preach this till I'm blue in the face. If you want guaranteed sex with someone, if you want guaranteed sex, where no matter what the conversation looks like, no matter what the person looks like in person, no matter how they connect with you in person, if you want to know that by the end of the night, there will be penetration in the mouth, penetration in the ear, penetration in the stomach, penetration in the butt, penetration in the vagina, you need to hire someone. If that means you fly to wherever you want to go for anonymity purposes, and then you get on an app, and then you hire somebody, pay to play. That is the end all be all. For those women that want to get flown out, there are sugar daddies. There are websites where you can get paid to get flown out. You don't have to include him in your picture. You can eliminate all of the personal feelings if you make it just about business. I'm going to preach that until I am blue in the face, y'all.
Don't be out here trying to... Right. Don't be out here trying to use Joe Schmo for his, his little savings. You know what I'm saying? Because like that brother got bills, he got kids, he got, you know what I'm saying? He got
Right.
other stuff he got to deal with. Like, don't try to take something, way more expensive because, you know what I'm saying, because he likes you.
Yeah.
Because I think that happens a lot of the time. Like a lot of women will go off or go on these dates or go on these trips with dudes they really don't even like, just for the sake of be like, I was hungry. So you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like I always wanted to go to Dubai. And
Right.
I mean, man's is, he breaking his pockets, you know what I'm saying, to make it happen for you because he likes you and he thinks that you like him. But if you don't like him, you're wasting his time and you are being a user.
Right. Wow. Okay, so Derry said a very interesting comment. I thought the dude hired the girl that y'all was talking about. Derry, I'm not sure we're talking about the same video, but that would be very interesting. And the reason why I say that is because the way that both men responded, it wasn't like, I want my money back. They weren't talking about the money they shelled out to pay her.
Yeah.
I think
it was definitely more about flirting and like the idea of having, sex with somebody that, you found in the DMs and they responded back. Yeah, I mean, because that again, it's a risk that we always take, and when that risk pay off, we like, oh shoot, I got to go in. And unfortunately, there's a lot of dudes out here who like we was talking about last week, and Brittany, and you always talk about, that lead with their wallet.
Yep.
Like, and when you lead with your wallet, you're looking for a business transaction.
Yep.
So you can't be, be like, oh, bet, you know what I'm saying? Like, you come out here, I'm gonna got you on the flight, I'm gonna buy you a bag, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this, we gonna go to Fogo, we gonna go to, you know what I'm saying, whatever the highest rated or expensive spot in your city is, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get a 5-star hotel, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like, when you leading with that, like, she got no reason else to think other than you're just trying to use her for some sex. Exactly. So you can't be mad at her if she tries to kind of flip the script. But again, it all comes back to communication. Like, if you know that the person that you trying to get with, and okay, if you know the type of person that you're DMing, because you already seen their page, you know what their lifestyle is like. So if you always see her in some, exotic, place, you know what I'm saying, she's always on the scene at some event, you know what I'm saying, front and center. And if you don't like my man Stanley said, like, if you can't afford it, why step in that lane? Yes, she's fine. Yes. But you can't ultimately afford her. Like, you putting yourself in the crowds to say what? You got short on your arm for the weekend?
Right. I mean, it's also the feeling of, thinking that you're paying for a good or service and you're not getting your bang for your buck, literally. I like, you see what I did there? You see what I did there? Getting your bang for your buck. So, I mean, if you feel like something is in the bag and it's really not, then you've invested something with no return. I don't think anybody would like to invest money into something thinking they're getting something out of it just to, at the end of it all, get nothing or get something completely different. So while I see the anger being valid, I think the manner in which they channeled their anger wasn't the best for me. Because there are times when I've not gotten what I felt like I deserved. And I advocated for myself in a manner just like this. And it was just as impactful. So I would have liked if the man would have been like, hey, we had discussed this prior. So, granted, I respect your change. I do. But in respecting that change, you have to also respect my change. And that may look like you having to either get your own room or you having to find your own flight home. And she in turn has to respect that. And I would have looked at him differently, like, you know what? You cool. You cool with me.
Right.
But I wonder what it would look like if the shoe were on the other foot. And granted, the woman came, and she's not what he expected. Like, does he still honor her staying in the room and getting a flight home? Or can he be like, yeah, this is not what I signed up for. So you're on your own, sweetheart. Then I would have to say, is it wrong? Is it fair? No, it's not fair. Is it necessarily wrong? No one's entitled, no one's entitled to anything. So that goes to the point my mother made. Never go anywhere in life. Never go anywhere if you can't afford it yourself, if somebody's paying for it. So if somebody were to fly me out anywhere, I'm going to have enough money in my account where if I need to make a beeline for the airport to get on one of these airlines, cut the check.
Right, I'm done. Exactly.
I'm paying, and I'm going to leave.
Right.
I mean, I've done that. I've traveled somewhere for a day. I went to New York to go see somebody, and we had talked about, we're going to spend time together. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this and that. And it was about quality time. But when I got there, he didn't have a car. So what turned into quality time transformed into now I'm his Uber. Now I'm his errand girl. So we're going to the market for his mom. We're going to the flea market for his brother. We're going to the store to pick up a gift for so-and-so. So by the time we got to the fourth or fifth errand, I said, at this point, it's like 8:45, 9 o'clock. I've driven 4.5, almost 5 hours to get here. I'm driving to now drive more. And we have yet to have one-on-one time. I have yet to relax. I have yet to get out of my car. So,
and driving in New York it's very stressful. Like
very, very. So he's like, I'll reimburse you for gas. I've paid for, the
ain't about that, broski.
So what I did, I said, you know what? Your money's good with me. I'm choosing to go home.
Facts.
I love.
Facts. As you should have.
Yeah.
You don't drag me all the way up 4 hours to be your damn Uber. You tripping.
Yeah.
Let's see. Stanley says again, it's fun to take the risk. 9 times out of 10, it will result in the desired outcome, assuming the man isn't catfishing the woman. Very interesting.
I mean, that's a curveball. I think 9 out of 10 times it's not a catfish. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it is. We talk about like trying not to be transactional when it comes to these things, but like this particular scenario, it is definitely a transaction. It's like, like, yo, I'm bringing you from point A to my B, so we can
for the
see
D.
For my D.
Oh, you took the alphabet to a whole nother level. Okay, clever.
But yeah, clever. So yeah, it's definitely a transaction. But all parties have to be informed. It's like when you go into a contract, when you get a job, there's a contract. When you rent something, it's a contract. Everybody has their thing that they have to do in order to get the desired results.
Yes.
And this is where we're talking about when we get into the expectations of when it comes to dating. What are your expectations?
Yeah.
Are you relaying these expectations to the people that you're dating? Or are you just assuming they'll get it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times we assume the other person will understand what we want. Why? Because we want to see the good in people. We want to see that people, we want to feel like people are grown and adult and they know what it takes to, to woo you, to keep you interested. You know what I'm saying? To be desirable.
Yeah.
But we can't go on assumptions.
We can't.
Because the person that you're dating or that you want to date you, they're going to date you from the perspective of the last person that they dated. What do you think?
Charles, what makes a good date? Like what makes a good date? And I'm gonna say this, and y'all, I say this every season. I'm not saying it no more after this. Don't you know when you are a professor and you feel like you repeat yourself over several classes to some of the same people and you're still getting the same result from those same people? I'm not saying it no more, in the words of Birdman. Here's the thing. Watch this. It's really not a hard concept. Rocket science, hard. Trigonometry, difficult. Chemistry, First date, y'all. The ideal first date is a date in which both parties are interested in a common goal. Where does that come from?
You asked my question and then you took my answer.
It comes from conversation. There are people that say, I don't know what to do for the first date. How about you talk to the person? There's nothing wrong with explicitly asking, what would you like to do? Okay, well, we're there. What would you like to do? Scenario. I want you to plan. Okay, now we're going to the part B. Conversation and listening to the dialogue is something that can give you clues and insight into what a good first date would be. Hear me out. I don't like coffee. I don't like tea in public. I prefer to have tea in the comfort of my own home. That's how I am. So, if
that doesn't mean with first date at your house, drinking coffee and tea.
If I'm talking to a man, I'm serious, Charles, Professor Charles. Sorry. If I talk to a man and his first date idea is to go to Starbucks, I'm blocking you on sight. Don't tell me that's a good first date. It could be for you, but it's not for me. Why is it not? Because I said it wasn't. I said off the bat in conversation, I don't like coffee. I say I don't like tea in public. So that off the bat gives you what I don't want to do. And talking to me for maybe a day or two, you could tell I have a sweet tooth. I always am talking about ice cream, candy, cookies, what have you. So you could take me to Baskin Robbins and we could walk around a park, and that's an ideal date. It's not always about who spends the most money and who can have the most elaborate Instagram pick-worthy date. It's about the quality of conversation that you have with someone prior to a meet and greet or date that can give you tools and clues and insight into what would be a preferred date. That's the perfect date. The perfect date when you talk to the person or people, depending on what kind of date you're having, and applying what you hear from those people or person to what it will be a good date. That's it. It's
I agree.
Not difficult. So I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to really understand why I'm still hearing horror stories of people planning dates that the other person doesn't want to go on, and then people ending up on dates that they don't want to be on in the first place. Why are we still having this, y'all?
Like I said, man, people will date you based on the last person they dated, and it's stupid.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what? I'm going to say this. Go ahead, Charles. Yeah. No, I was about to go in. You saved me from going in because I was about to go in. You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it anyway. Some men will dumb down a date for the sake of being cheap and dating as many women as they can in a specified period of time. If I take 15 women out at $5.15 a pop, that equals how much? As opposed to quality, getting to know a woman, and you might not even have to spend that much.
Mm-hmm. 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 I get it. Okay, so I'm gonna try to wind my way back to that point. For me, what consists of a good date? I think it's a fair exchange, like an honest to God fair exchange. What is that fair exchange? It could be anything. It could be good conversation. It could be shared interest. I mean, it could be anything that like brings two people together that are mutually interested in one another.
Wow.
And they want to get to know one another. Now, yes, we have our carry-on bags, but as long as you have luggage, we good.
Wow, Charles. That's the thing. I'm not sitting here saying don't date as many people as you want. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is don't allow your wanting to date as many people as you want determine the quality of date you give to that person you're taking out that day.
Yeah.
I don't care if you date people, but my goodness, if we have a good conversation and I'm telling you that, my favorite food is steak and I like, dining on the water, my goodness, if you think I'm worth it, please take me to get some steak on the water. Now, if it's not in your budget, you know what I do appreciate? A good dose of honesty and truth. If you can say, look, I'm going to be honest, I really think you're dope. And I would love to give you the date of your dreams being you eat some steak on the water, both you and I. But right now, this check is looking a little tight. So if you can hold out and we can have some filler dates in the meantime, I wouldn't mind saving up to take you on that date. I am more accepting of that than you trying to mask it in your cheapness.
Fellas, this is knowledge. This is knowledge she dropping, y'all. Like, we need y'all to take these gems. Because what's happening out here is just foolishness, man. I'm so I'm so tired of hearing this same argument over and over and over and over again. Like, it is annoying at this point. Don't try to fake the funk.
Right.
If it ain't in your budget,
right,
keep it a buck. Like, keep it. Like, it don't. Yo, it's not fucking hard, yo. Listen to me.
Ooh, man, I like this.
Because listen. There was a time. Long time. When I was out here, when I was dating, and I was dating multiple people. Why? Because I was single and I was just like, hey, I gotta put my stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? But there was no way that I was out here trying to sling and front like I got all the money in the world when I know I didn't. Yes, I did those things that Brittany just said. Listen, ask, plan, do. Shout out to Gary O'Neill. Y'all need to go watch this.
Plan, do show. Yes, Gary.
Y'all need to go follow Gary O'Neill's See Plan Do show. New season get ready to start in October. Y'all need to holler on that. Cut the check, Gary. No, I'm kidding. But yes, like there was like, yo, I had to do that because I knew my money wasn't long. So I had to get creative. How did I get creative? I got creative. I started listening. And then I made these dates. And then I made those interactions more enjoyable. Not only for myself, but for the lady that I was with.
Wow.
At night.
Well, to the fellas, like honestly, it's saddening that I feel like men attach the dollar amount to the quality of a date.
We do.
Can you tell me?
We do.
But here's the thing. Can you tell me one of your most impactful dates? And if you don't mind sharing the price, of one of those most, and I'll do the same, of the most impactful day. I share this story every season, but I ain't saying it no more after this season, okay?
Amen.
There are things
Amen.
I'm putting to rest. So tell me your most impactful date, and then tell me the price so that we can put this to rest, that a high price tag doesn't always necessarily mean a good date.
Okay. I'll take my current relationship. It never fails with me. Every time I meet a woman, her birthday is always like right around the corner. Like it just never fails, yo.
Yeah, her birthday was around the corner.
Like damn near every woman in my adult dating life, like every time I met somebody, oh yeah, my birthday is in a month.
You're like, Brett, and I'm like, ooh.
You.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so you know what I'm saying? Like we were really, really getting to know each other. And I know she was adventurous. And I didn't want to do something, just something that just wasn't her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I know I listened.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, all right, I gotta plan something that would be so dope that she would not expect. Man. And I wound up taking her to a place, and when I pulled up, like her whole face lit up. Fellas, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want her face to light up.
Yeah.
And she was just like, how did you know? I never even mentioned this. How did you even know? I was like, I just listened. And it was such a beautiful date. I swear, I think it cost, it was like less than 100. Just, for both of us to do the activity. And then we wound up just, going for drinks like right after.
Yeah.
That was cool. And then it ran into another situation, and that was cool. And it was just, it just flowed because it was just a great time. Not that kind of situation. It was a whole.
No, but the rest is history. My eyebrows are going.
I saw the eyebrows doing the whole up and down thing for our podcast listeners. She was giving us the Groucho Marx. But
they're in a beautiful relationship.
So I think that was one of the most impactful days that I can like bring into like current recollection.
But look where you both are now. You got a relationship out of it. And it's a quality relationship in which your woman loves you to pieces and she will go to bat for you. And it's a genuine type of love.
Absolutely.
But that came from you taking her on a quality date.
Yeah.
So, fellas, I'm going to blow your mind with this story. I tell this story every season. And I hope that this season is the most impactful time that I tell it, because it's the last time I'm telling it.
Absolutely.
So I 2013, and I was coming off a relationship in which I made the most money, and that intimidated him. So for the last year or so, he hadn't taken me on any dates, and I asked him, like, why haven't we been out on like a formal date? Like, we would go out to happy hours and stuff, but it was kind of like, I'm getting off work, I'll pick you up, let's go to happy hour. But I can't remember in the last 2 years of our relationship when he said, Brittany, I want to take you out on a date. And he said, well, I feel like I can't afford you at this point. You've gotten a promotion, you're making money. I just feel like you've outgrown me financially, and there's nothing I could do to impress you. And that was sad to me, because we were at the tail end of our relationship. And then in comes this guy, a knight in shining armor that, we met, and then we started talking. And again, I have a sweet tooth. So I think I may have been talking about wanting like a donut or something. And I'm just like, I have the craziest sweet tooth at night. Like, I just want something sweet, and I just love being outside because it's so nice out. And I'm like, are you outside? And he's like, yeah. So the next day, now mind you, I already had a dream date in my head that I wanted from my now ex. And I said, if anyone ever took me on this date, they would mess my mind up. And so the next day, he inboxes me on Facebook and he says, I want you to meet me downtown at 7:30 at Maggie Moo's. And it was an ice cream place. and I got a strawberry cheesecake cup with it was gummy bears. No more than
All sweet too.
yeah, no more than $3, and we walked around the harbor.
Yeah.
That date stood out more than any outside of my husband. That date stood out more than any other date in history because he was the first man that actually listened to conversation that we had and applied it to the date. He was the first man. So, and he was the one that actually taught me you can't cheapen your worth just to have companionship. He said, you know what you want out of a man. You know what you want out of a man. Don't cheapen what you want just for the sake of having one. Tell him what you want.
I guarantee you, I guarantee you, if that man desires you and he feels that you are worth it, ladies, he will move heaven and earth for you. This is what we are. This is what we are built for. This is what men. I'm going to say that men, not males. This is what we men are built for.
Yeah.
If we find value in a woman that we desire, there's not a damn thing we wouldn't do for her.
Yeah.
Just to see her smile.
Yeah. But you know what would help to alleviate the dating woes of that first date? If people actually gave, their rationale. Because even last show we had with Shaq, his rationale was, before I take you to get the steak, you have to earn it.
Yeah.
You have to earn it. So there are some people, there's some men, there's some women where if they're taking you on the first date, it's not going to start off lofty. It's going to start off kind of small.
Right.
There's some people whose logic is like that. But then there are some people on the flip side that feel as though if we're vibing and we have good rapport and the chemistry is good and it's a guarantee that we are going to have a good time together, why do I have to earn it? Why can't it be something that just comes off genuinely? If you genuinely want to spoil me on the first date, what's the problem with that if you know that that's how you feel?
Again, it's back to that gamble thing. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten to a place in our culture where, it's about the money. It's about the bag. It's about the flossing. It's about showing off like what you got, you know what I'm saying? In hopes that somebody else is going to, kind of cling to you for that. But that all that money and things, it doesn't matter. Like if there's no real feeling there, it's just two people using each other to get what they want.
Yeah.
and it goes right back to what you say. You might as well just go ahead and go get a hooker instead of having to deal with the arguments and the disappointments and and all these other negative things that come with being in that type of relationship.
Yeah.
It does. You root out a lot of it. It's just I really wish people would get that.
Yeah. But I'm more so on the end of, if it's genuine, then give me what you feel like I deserve, as opposed to me having to earn something. I asked those with that rationale. If so-and-so has to earn these lofty dates, what are you expecting from that first date where it's the bare minimum? Hopefully you're expecting the bare minimum in return. If a man, and I'm speaking because I'm a heterosexual woman, if a man is going to tell me you have to earn a date out of me, how would you feel if I told you you had to earn this coochie? How would you feel?
But we do. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you mean like if you just outright said it? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So, for example, if the man says, "Well, Brittany, I'm gonna take you to Starbucks, even though I know you don't like it, I'm gonna take you to Starbucks." Okay. So, if you're giving me the bare minimum, what are you expecting from me?
Mm-hmm.
Because there have been men that, in giving me the bare minimum, they're expecting this lofty nightcap from me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where I'm sitting here taking my clothes off, doing a little strip tease, twerking from the chandelier, and offering all my hoes. And it's like, wait a minute. So I'm getting the rock bottom, but you want me to give you top tier. There's a mismatch.
Yes. Yeah, there's definitely a mismatch, but I liken the theory of earning dates to starting a company or having a company. You are the company, like you're the company. You're the head, you're the president, CEO, boss man, boss woman, off the top. You hire someone to come in.
Sure.
You know this person only by a small amount of information.
Okay.
So where do you put them? At the lowest tier. They have to work their way up in the company, you, as to show worth. Your husband. You shocked me with that one. So yeah, you have to work your way up to gain the value, and then you'll get the appreciation, which is a paycheck, which is like the more work you do, the harder you work. That's in my mind, I think that's the process that people who say like, oh, you have to earn a date, that's their mindset. Like, okay, I don't know you, so I can't see myself blowing all my money on a first date just to say, for you to say like, yeah, this really isn't a good match. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and go.
No,
you sitting there looking like you sitting there $300, $400 later, like shit.
And I respect that to the utmost. But on my end, I don't take someone wanting to spend their money on me lightly. I don't. Because again, going back to my mom, baby, everything ain't free. So if people are gonna spend money, you at least thank them, be respectful, be kind, but also in the back of your mind, know there's an ulterior motive and to have your own, sure. But going back to the date and getting to know somebody, before we even get to the meet and greet, before we even get to the date, I want to talk and get to know you as much as possible. And so that you don't go in having any doubt of, does this person like me? Is she feeling me? Because the result of some men resorting and dumbing down dates is because they've been the victim of getting got, taking a bunch of women on dates, spending a plethora of money and getting shot down. The stories that I hear from men, I'm thinking, do you not see that she not really feeling you? Where there's no conversation, but she becomes extra communicative when you tell her where you're taking her. Oh, we're going to insert, expensive restaurant here. Oh, now she's chatty Cathy. If the quality of conversation goes up when you mention an expensive date, chances are it's the money that attracted her and not you. So if you really get to know somebody with some quality conversation and y'all have back and forth dialogue and you sense and you get a genuine connection,
let the spoiling begin.
That I would rather a man, honestly, I would rather a man take 2 to 3 weeks to get to know me. Like being on a job. I would rather you let me work 2-3 weeks and see if it's a good match. Give me my check.
Give me my check.
Here's the thing. If you see on day one of that job that I'm sitting here, if somebody gave me a $20 bill and the pack of chips cost 25 cents and I'm giving her back $95, I'm not a good fit. I'm costing you a lot of money. I'm not a good fit. Abort mission. Let me go home and I'll find another job.
Mhm.
But if you see me and you see I invested 2 weeks, you invested 2 weeks, and we're vibing, I'm getting the job done, I'm doing what needs to be done, flacow, plicou, bow bow. What's the harm in saying, you know what? I'm vibing with Brittany. Like, I
Mhm.
didn't talk to her. I really want
Mhm.
to give her a good experience. And I want to
Mhm.
have a good experience too. Because guess what? The date is just, it should not just be for me. It should
It's
be for us. It should be something that we both enjoy. So would you want to take yourself and dumb it down to like the bare minimum? No. You want fine dining and you want to have a good time too. So if
ding
that
ding 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 ding
it's
ding
more than just
ding.
investing your money.
You
Invest
win the prize for the evening, Brittany. Man. You man. Fellas, it's your date too. So like Brittany said, it's your date too. Why are you doing something just for someone else's complete happiness or satisfaction? And if you feel like you're not getting anything out of the experience, you can't go to Ruth Chris. While you take her to Ruth Chris, she's gonna order Ruth Chris stuff. You can't go there and order yourself a wedge salad and some water. No, like if I'm gonna go to Ruth Chris, cut the check because I keep saying your name. If I'm going to a place like that, damn it, I'm gonna get the same thing. But it all goes back to Stanley's first comment. He was like, "Look, if you can't afford to book it, don't do it.
Yeah,
don't go out here breaking your pockets for something that you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's everybody who knows me knows I cannot stand chain restaurants. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I used to.
You really don't like them. Yeah.
I despise them with like to no end. Like, if you see me at a chain restaurant, it either is somewhere where there is. I know this is a little off topic, but I'm getting to a point. It has to be somewhere where it only got like 5 or 6 places across the country, or I'm like completely blackout drunk, and this is like, yo, I need
first place on the way. First place on the way.
First place on the way. Like, I don't even give a damn. But yo, like, fellas, like, y'all, if you do a little research, if you do a little looking, you will find places that are in the cut that no one really knows about, that you take her to somewhere she's never been before. If you're doing something different, you're not taking her to TGI Fridays. You're not taking her to Applebee's. You're not taking her to Chili's or any of these other places where they got warmed up food and they just give it to. No, if you take her to somewhere that she ain't never know, and y'all pull up and you got a reservation, nigga.
Whoa! Wow. Charles. Professor Charles has spoken, y'all. He can walk off on that one. Here's the thing. My husband made a comment, and I have to highlight it. You know, my husband is my husband, but sometimes we don't agree. Ruth Chris, on a date day, may come with some expectations. What? Here's the thing. The only expectation that we need to have right now is that you show up. That's the expectation that I have, and that's the only one that I have.
That's dirt.
My expectation,
that's dirt poor.
No, that's my only expectation as a woman, Brittany. My only expectation on a date is that you show up. I don't even expect for you to pay. I will always have the money in my pocket because there may come a time when the chemistry on the phone doesn't translate to the chemistry in person. So my only expectation is that you show up. A hope of everything else is a hope. I hope that we have a good time.
Fair.
He may hope that he GTD gets the draw.
Mm-hmm.
But again, can we can we please talk? Like, I love those pre-date conversations, because the more you know, the more calculated you can be, and the better informed your decision is. So, hey, tell me about some of your expectations if we go to a date and let's say you pay and it's a certain amount of money. Like, let's keep it real. Is sex something that's on the table? Does it have to be a nightcap? Or is it something where you're more concerned about the vibe and then see where the night goes? Are you okay with the night not going to sex? Talk about that, y'all. Why would you want to set yourself up for disappointment in the moment? Because for one, if you already know that it's a maybe, you're going in with the expectation of maybe this, maybe that, and you're not so disappointed if it's not. A lot of bruised egos wouldn't be bruised if you knew it was coming before the blow hit you. Ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. If a man would say, if I take you to Ruth Chris, am I getting sex? I don't know. You may.
Right.
You may.
Like is we vibing or not? Like, I mean,
yeah.
The amount that you pay is not correlating to, you know, how much coochie you gonna get.
Right.
Like, it's like, yo, is we vibing or not? Like,
right.
Because you can go on any of these dates and spend the money and get the money spent on you, and you're sitting there you're sitting on your phones, bored out of your damn mind, and the only interaction is when the waiter comes, and the waiter's like, "This is some bullshit."
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay. But if I say no,
but nigga, if we vibing, if we got a good rapport going, if we have some shared interests, if we have the same morality compass, if we have goals, if we have ambition,
watch this.
Man.
Watch this. Even if I say no,
and it's still like,
if a woman says no, sex will not happen at the end of the date, and you still take her on the date, that shows you're genuinely interested and you're equally as invested. And who knows, that may get you the draws.
Because
it's
same
something about respect.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's something about mutual respect and understanding that can turn on a woman. And sometimes that no could turn into a yes. Not saying that's a guarantee, so don't try that, fellas at home.
Please don't do it.
Do try the mutual respect thing. If she says no and you're still vibing with her, still take her. But if you're not vibing with that answer, then act accordingly. Exactly. You may have to go on to the next.
Use your decorum, fellas.
Come on.
Talk to an older head. Talk to an older gentleman. He'll let you know. Listen, you can get the booty on
your woman has spoken. Your woman
is right.
Yes. You can get the booty on a cheap date if the vibe is right.
Because the same way she can change that, you know, like yeah to a no, that no can turn into a yeah. You tell him, my nephew.
But here's the thing. Watch this. Fellas that still are convinced after an hour and 4 minutes, if you're still convinced that a good first date has to cost you a lot of money and it's a guaranteed nightcap, try and have an ugly personality if you want. If you're still going to spend that $500, that yes that was previously discussed can turn into a no really quickly once you sign your name on the dotted line. Oh, she's going to be nice. She's going to... You are so funny. But she's just waiting until you sign your name. Once you sign your name, it's... Do I know you?
Right.
She will run so fast to that car. You're like, is that Sha'Carri Richardson? Like, wow, whoa, she's fast.
And I saw another comment that says that Charles want to be fancy. There are some really dope places where there are not a lot.
Charles really knows the good spots, and I'm not going to say their names on live because he told me in confidence. But Charles can pick a really good spot, and it's all about the ambiance. Like every place that's expensive doesn't have that environment that's conducive to fancy and elegance.
Yes. Oh my God. We talk about that in this food group I'm in, yo. Like I'm like, y'all gotta stop going to these hype name places.
Oh my gosh, there's one. I won't say the name.
You know exactly.
There's one. There are two.
It's so
I won't say their names. And they're so overrated, and the food is so pricey. You're paying for the photo op. You're paying just for the name in and of itself, which I mean, it's good for marketing purposes, but for your palate and for the experience, it ain't it. Didi, you gave some good weight.
My fiance, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me? Excuse me? I like that word.
No, that's good eating. The mother niggas took you to them raggedy places. The food ran right through you.
A Whopper or a Big Mac?
Ever.
You know what? Is there a price tag though? I know we've touched on it, but just to solidify, is there a price tag? Is there such thing as being too cheap for a date? Or do you feel like
it depends on the person that you're taking on the date? Because I'm seeing these videos come up out of nowhere where these 20-somethings are expecting other 20-somethings to be making $100,000 a year. I'm like, nigga, what? Are you serious? How? That doesn't even make sense. Like, no. So again, it all depends on the person who you're trying to take on a date. If they look at you like, ew, boy, you broke, when your bills are paid, you have money in your savings, your 401k is stacked, you may not have a lot of liquid cash, but you can still afford to go on a date.
Yeah.
Some people might call you broke.
Yeah.
But if you out here, you driving the latest car with a $600 lease and a $500 paycheck. If you out here wearing Balenciagas that you got on Afterpay.
No. Afterpay.
If you got the Gucci belt that's out here, this real swap meetish looking.
It's lowercase G's instead of uppercase.
Woo.
That's the flea market. Yeah. Yeah.
And then these are the ones who get called like, yo, yeah, he a baller, he got it, he got the bag, and blah blah blah. Like, bro, he looking over his shoulder half the night. You know what I'm saying? He got his back to the.
Or looking out his window, like, is my car still there?
The repo man is ruthless, yo.
Can I park my car? Can I park your car in your garage? Can I park my car in your garage, please? Please. You have one of those tarps you can put over my car real quick.
Oh God. Oh man.
Yeah. Yo. I mean, here's the thing. There's a difference, fellas. There's a difference between being economically sound and then being cheap. I do not want to eat your stale pizza from the night before on your couch as we watch season 2 of Power on Starz. I don't want to do that for a first date. Not even season 1. You didn't skip to season 2 because you watched season 1 with Susie the night before. I'm hip. Don't do that. Don't do me.
I seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
crust. This stuffed crust. The cheese is hard, so I know it's old and reheated. You're not gonna fool. You can't. No, you can't do that. Now you're being cheap. But to add insult to injury, you want to add to that. Well, I want to get to know you in a more comfortable setting. So I think my house would work well. I got all the food and all the drink you can drink, and you're giving me tap water with 2 ice cubes out of an old McDonald's plastic cup.
You know what?
Like you're not even trying. You're not even trying. That's cheap. Economically sound is going on Groupon and looking for excursions or experiences that you can save money on. That's economically sound. So I think, man, you can't get it twisted when you feel like
I will pull a Groupon out in a second.
Okay,
I have no qualms about it.
Women using me for all I got. If all you got is some crusty wings from America's Best with the seasoning still trapped at the bottom of the freaking bucket, then maybe you need to reevaluate if you should be dating and call that sex worker. That way you don't have to feed her. She can be in and out, lickety split. How about that?
Ooh, man,
I had one guy. I'm triggered now because I had one guy really give me that big ass like, ooh, baby, I really want to get to know you, and I want it to be where it can be just you and I, and we can really vibe and chill. I'll order some food. I'm gonna get some drinks. I'm gonna have some snacks. What are your favorite snacks? I'm gonna get those favorite snacks. I said, wow, young and dumb. Like 28, but still young and dumb.
Still young and dumb.
Knock, open up. I'm thinking he's gonna cook.
I know that smell.
That smells like popcorn, but where's the protein? Where's the vegetable? Where's the beverages? And I see a bowl of popcorn, no butter, no salt.
Oh, just the regular stale ass.
No butter. It was stale. Yes, it was. Stale popcorn, orange juice. And I forgot what movie I forgot what movie it was.
What are we talking?
Really? And no, I forgot what the movie was. I don't think it was a movie. It might have been a show. Wow. And like he's sitting down with the utmost confidence. I already got you here. You're not gonna leave. Actually, I am. Because you're trying me. Now you're being cheap. Yeah. You're being cheap. You think I call him again? No.
I wouldn't. Hell no.
No. But I don't mind. Here's the thing. After we have this established thing that we have going on, that would have been bomb. I don't mind. But you know what? The orange juice is for vitamin C. The popcorn, a beloved American treat used to accompany a movie or show. Wow, way to take it back. I would have accepted that and loved it. But instead you lead with that? What? What? Come on.
Yeah, you tripping.
That's a date for you?
You tripping.
Like he was sick. That's a date for you?
That's not even a date. That's more like a relationship. That's a relationship date. That's like, yo, I don't want to do nothing. You don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing.
No, it's a setup for X videos preview. That's what he was trying to get. But guess what? I X'd my way out of that damn equation and got in my car and sped off. X that. The X threw his name when he tried to call me because he was blind.
Damn.
How about that? But being economically sound, watch this. My husband and I went to New Orleans for our anniversary, and we wanted to go on a gator tour.
Yeah.
Looky here. Found a gator tour excursion on Groupon. Bomb. It's not about the amount of money that one's bends. It's the intent behind it. Now, I'm not saying this is a cookie cutter for everybody. There are some women that are out here for your money. You can sniff them out. There's some fellas that are out here to pay to get what they want out of you. You can sniff them out. It's all about having discernment with dating as well. With dating comes discernment. That should have been one of the first things that we said. But if you rock with us an hour and 15 minutes, then you're getting it now. Date with discernment.
Right. It's imperative. It's like you can't date and then continue dating the same way without learning any lessons for yourself.
Seriously.
Or growing.
Yeah.
As a person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you continue wanting to have, the same kind of dates and expecting something different.
Ooh. Charles, say it again.
You're on a hamster wheel, my guy. Like, what are we talking?
Yeah. Wow, Charles. So I talked to a guy friend of mine, and he is tired of the one-timers. Meaning he keeps having a series of just one dates.
That's tough.
At what point, at one point do you stop blaming the others and think maybe it's your approach, maybe it's you?
And those are the hard lessons. And those are hard conversations that we had to have with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to people all the time, and they're, we're so quick to blame and to, want somebody to see their issue from their viewpoint, and they want you to co-sign that. I'm not that friend. I'm not that associate. I'm not that acquaintance. I'm be like, what did you do? Or what didn't you do?
Yeah.
And it's like crickets.
Sure.
Start there and then work your way. Then come back and talk to me.
Yeah. Now here's the thing.
Come to me and all you do is just, this person did. I'm like, really?
Yeah. 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 I thought about this last question because we want to respect your time, daters. So, Charles, if you do get to a point and you're vibing with a woman and you know that sex is going to be the end all be all of that date, it's a guarantee at this point. Y'all are vibing like, ooh. Would you rather be in the comfort of your own home with her, or would you rather take her to a hotel? And why?
It's nothing like home base because everything. Like you know where everything is. You know all the angles. You know what, how to. You're more comfortable in that space. But there's something even slightly sexier about going to a hotel. It feels mysterious. It feels real out of townish. Like I'm on an escapade. I'm on a rendezvous. You know what I'm saying? All those 3-syllable words.
Yeah.
So and it's a little bit of added safety for the person that you're with. They feel, there's security cameras. There's, a little bit of, I don't know, but that's a fair question. That's a fair question.
I'm very curious to ask this question to a group of men and women, because for me, I would prefer, no matter how comfortable I am with you, in the beginning, I would prefer a neutral space in which it's nobody's home advantage, where we both are walking in on an even playing field. Um, Security cameras, like you said, entrance, exit. We are amongst other people. So if I scream, here's the thing, y'all.
I
In
mean, because
a hotel, you can be as loud as you want. And I mean, people are gonna hear you, but the added safety is I can still scream and I can still get some help. There's a difference between
there's a
a
difference.
scream of pleasure
Yeah.
and a scream of pain. Well, some people like pain, but you know what I mean when I say pain, like
Pain of violence.
danger,
Let's go.
danger,
Yeah,
a
danger.
danger pain.
Yes, danger.
So yeah, I'm more prone to ask women versus men to see what the answer will be based on your gender. Because I know a lot of men that are like, oh yeah, home is bomb, home is safe, but it's like, are you considering your partner? Are you considering your partner? Like, is your home really safe though? Because there's some men that have some stage 5 clingers, and if they see a car that does not look like any other neighborhood cars, and you have this new car on the block, and they see this woman, to the house, you're putting not only yourself in danger, but now you're putting her in danger. Speaking from experience.
I got stories, y'all.
I got stories. I said that from experience, but I have stories.
I mean, because I'm thinking back to a time I was just like, Jesus, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna get up out of here, y'all.
Yeah.
We hope that you gain some knowledge. We hope that you gain some laughter from us.
Yeah.
We hope that you will take these tidbits and these gems and these, in the comments from our other daters,
yes,
and apply it to your life. You know what I'm saying? Be intentional, have discernment, have conversations, lower your expectations, and be a gentleman, be a lady.
Yeah, do not compromise your integrity just to leave the house for a couple of hours. If you know that you want a certain level of, respect, or a certain level for your date, don't dwindle or don't diminish your ideal date just for the sake of being with somebody. Vocalize to someone, hey, that's not really what I want. That's not really what I want to do. And advocate for yourself, and allow that person to either correct the date and make it to your liking, or to say, well, I think this is where it stops right here, and you both walk your separate ways, as opposed to wasting each other's time when you know that's not what you're looking for. Like Charles said, when it comes to expectations, fellas, just because you spend some money, don't expect sex. Don't expect it. You can ask for it. You can communicate that you want it. You can have a conversation about it, but in no way, shape, or form is opening your wallet and title yourself to someone's body. Never. Right. Never. Ladies, be like Charles said again, be discerning. If you get the vibe that you are the prize at the end of the date in a sexual manner, and that's not what you're looking for, but you still are feeling the guy, this is where it gets murky. If you're still feeling him, offer to pay for your food. There's nothing wrong with going Dutch. That way, it doesn't put the pressure on you to feel like you have to do something. And it also, fellas, she's showing you, I'm not here for your money. I'm here because I like you. So that's another alternative to the paying and the expectation. Mm-hmm. So I have so much more to say. So if you want to talk to us more about dating, hit our inbox. We do have an online dating workshop that we are going to drop the flyer again. We have clients and they love us and we love them. But if you want to just, come by Dating University's inbox and talk to either myself or Professor Charles, we are here to talk to you. We're by no means experts, but we do have a lot of experience. So with that experience comes a little bit of wisdom. so we can tell you some things. Okay. So again, thanks for rocking with us. First dates is always very important to me because that first impression is everything. That can make or break a connection, and it also gives insight into future connections. So date wisely. I love you all. Charles, that's all I have for tonight.
Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all for rocking out with us. Sorry for the little bit of the late start, and sorry for the little extra time, but it was something that we had to get off our chest. Please, also, if you feel so inclined to, please go to the merch store and buy a little something. Buy for yourself, buy for someone else. We would love the participation and the patronage. It means a lot to us that the people who have already bought our stuff, and the people who will buy our stuff. It means the world to us. Let's see. Next month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We have some amazing guests to come on. We're going to talk about it, and these. It's going to be heavy topics. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not dancing to the heavy. I'm dancing to the gas.
I got you.
It looked like I was dancing to the heavy.
I get you. But yeah, it's a very necessary conversation that we will continue to have every October and even in between, because it's not just about having awareness of it 1 month out of the year. We got to be vigilant and protecting of each other.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I got nothing else. So
holiday party.
We're gonna get out of here.
Yes.
We love y'all.
We love you. See you next week.